June 15th is going down. Gervonta, Tank, Davis, Frank Martin. I believe that's going to be an amazing fight, a perfect fight for Gervonta. I really believe that he's going to win. I think he's going to knock out Frank ninth round. I think it's going to be a lot of body shots. I was really looking up forward to the setup. I feel like Gervonta was using this fight not only to rebrand itself, let everybody know that he's that guy in boxing, but also I felt like that second fight would have I feel like I could almost guarantee this. I don't know if it's gonna happen now, but Devin Haney. But obviously Devin Haney lost. We know about the whole Ryan Garcia drama, everything that's going on with Ryan Garcia right now. But I still feel like I know he tested positive, but I felt like he fought Gervonta way better than he fought Devin. If you look at the fight, you can see that he was gasping for air in certain spots. He was just throwing that haymaker that we all know about, and Devin just wasn't countering it, or he just didn't figure it out. Did the drugs, did the PED affect him? I don't know. But I do know that I felt like Ryan was a little slower, and he just kept on throwing that left hand, and Devin Haney wasn't doing that jab. But I do believe that Gervonta Davis, that would have been his next fight after Frank Martin. I wouldn't look past Frank Martin. I think Frank Martin is a great opponent. He's strong. He has knockout power. They have the sparring session. So I don't think it's a walk in the park. But I think Gervonta is going to do what he do. He's going to get in that ring. He's going to test out Frank. Um, and then when he's going for the kill, it's going to be too late. I think it's going to be like a body shot type thing, kind of similar to Ryan Garcia. The whole Floyd Mayweather situation is weird because a lot of people are taking Floyd's side, and I'm like, I feel like, look, don't get me wrong. I feel like Floyd is one of the best boxers of all time. I feel like he could have been the best promoter, and I feel like any great black fighter should have been or should have wanted to go under his wing. But because Floyd is Floyd, he doesn't know how to let it go. And when you got young stars under you, you got to let it go. Just like the young guy he got right now, Kamar, I think that's his name. Great fighter, but even that first fight that he did, Floyd took more than he did. And even the situation that's going on with him right now, and the reason why Gervonta doesn't have any Floyd Mayweather prodigies or any people under it, because Floyd felt like he still got control and he still can control the situation of a Gervonta Davis. Yes, Floyd got his hands in a lot of the stuff that's going on behind the scenes. And yes, Leonard is his CEO, and he's also Gervonta's main promoter at the time. But he's not going to go against him because Floyd wouldn't want that to happen to him. Floyd was signed to somebody. Floyd got out of his deal. Floyd became Floyd because he did basically what Gervonta Davis is doing now. But for whatever reason, people don't see it like that. People feel like Gervonta is disrespecting Floyd, but I think it's just more behind the scenes than we know about. I mean, we see a lot. Don't forget when he was fighting Ryan Garcia's, Gervonta Davis went to a Mayweather gym, and Floyd said no. So there's a lot of petty stuff that Floyd does. I mean, I think he's a great teacher, and I think you could learn a lot from him. And don't get me wrong, I felt like he taught a lot of boxers some good things and good traits, but he doesn't allow for them to grow without him. He always want to be attached to them. And sometimes you just gotta let people go. You know, you can't be having expedition fights the same time your boxers have fights. You know what I'm saying? You can't overtalk them or talk about them. I think Floyd does that a lot because I was with him when he was talking about Devin Haney and how he wanted Devin Haney to be a part of his team, but I also feel what Devin was saying and Bill was saying how he can be overzealous at time. So the fact that people are talking about Floyd Mayweather and how Gervonta should be respecting him, Floyd made him. Yeah, Floyd did a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, he definitely utilized Floyd to the best of his abilities. Also, Floyd got paid for it, and when the contract was over, he went and did it on his own, and he's doing it like he's supposed to. This guy got a 93% knockout rate. Okay, he's knocking out people, so he's very exciting. And yes, Floyd put him on that stage, but somebody put Floyd on his first platform and his first stage. And when he got on his own, he just increased it. He became, Pretty Boy Floyd to Money Mayweather, and he was able to create his own path. But I think in this aspect, it's time to let Gervonta be him. Stop talking about the kid and then work on your next fighter and stop getting in the way because his young fighter was supposed to fight at Gervonta's next fight, which is June 15th. But now nobody from Mayweather camp is fighting on that event. And I can understand why, man. Gervonta Davis is the man. Like he said, it's his time. He got that 7-fight deal. It's bigger than Floyd's deal. At least that's what he said. But I think at the end of the day, Floyd should just kind of. I'm not going to say because I feel like Floyd has a lot in him, but the way he handled things sometimes, he could just be a little better. He can allow his fighters to be fighters, and he could do what he do on the side. But I think he takes a lot of attention from them, and then when he says things and when he goes on interviews, and all I did was try to help. You know what helping does? By being quiet. When people ask you about it, hey man, Gervonta Davis was a fighter of mine. I still love him. I taught him a lot, but I wish him nothing but the best. And leave it like that. All of that. Oh, I helped him out, and he just be talking about me. Gervonta's not talking about you for no reason. You're taking shots at him, according to him, and you're doing it sneak dissing, or he might say something, and then you'll bring it up, and he feels a way about it. Y'all can work a lot of that behind the scenes, but at the end of the day, Floyd, you had your time. You 50-0. You still doing your thing, but let these boxers under you do their own talking. If you got to talk a little bit to promote a fight, hey, no problem. But talking against them or going against them, man, you're not looking like that guy. Even the Devin Haney situation, the fact that you let Ryan, and I get it, you probably let Ryan look at that footage in private. He said something about it, but that footage should have never, ever got out to the public, especially if it came from you. You said it didn't come from you, but Ryan said it did come from you. And I know Ryan is going through a lot right now, but I believe him. And you can't do things like that, man. It's a boxing code and you just got to live by that particular code. But I believe this fight with Frank Martin is going to be amazing. Two undefeated fighters. My guy Gervonta Davis, 29-0. Frank is 18-0. I definitely wanted to see Frank fight Shakur Stevens first. I think that would have been a great challenge. I actually think he would have beat Shakur. Listen, I think Shakur is a great fighter, but I believe his relationships with top ranked fighters put him in a better tier than everybody else. And for whatever reason, Shakur feels like he doesn't have to fight the mediocres or the B people. He wants to go to the top. And I feel like he's been holding himself back. Nobody else but him. He talks about, oh, Gervonta don't want to fight me. Devin, when Devin gave Shakur that deal, Shakur should have took it, bruh. You are not worth no more than 25%. This guy had all the belts. You could have got it. You could have put some clauses in the contract. So when y'all did the rematch, if you would have won, you would have had more leeway, more control. You would have had more eyes on you, but you just don't want to fight people. You want to fight the top people, but you want to get the money. I do say this. You do give Gervonta Davis his respect, and you say how great he is. You talk about his boxing skills. Yes, you're supposed to think you can beat him, but we need to see you fight more, and that's not what you're doing. You went from 130 to 135. I believe you only had 2 fights or 3 fights at 135, but these people, your guy, the champion, and I'm not going to say he's not a dope individual, but Terrence Crawford is praising you and is making you feel that you're bigger than what you are. And all these people that see you in the ring and see you in sparring, oh, he's a technician. We, the fans, don't see that. And then you always say that too. Oh, man, they don't know about real boxing. Bruh, we got 2 eyes. We can see. They, the media, the people that see you in sparring, plus you got Terrence Crawford. That's your homie. You spar with him. He's going to ride with you. He makes you feel that you are bigger than what you are. You're not fighting enough people, and you're gonna get the opportunity to fight the best, but you gotta fight everybody else as well too. Like this guy, I think what Chicago got 20 wins. Gervonta got 29. Even Frank, yeah, I get it, the Frank comparison, but he waited his turn. He didn't jump out the window first. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to fight you, but he felt like you was little boy and him, like you felt other people was, but he felt that you guys were on the same level, which I agree. Frank is a beast. Frank is knocking people out, and people don't want to see you hop around the ring all day long. And I know, hey, Floyd did this, but Floyd was knocking people out when he first got in the game, and then he switched up the older he got, when he felt like he didn't have that power no more, he became smarter. But Floyd was going at people, and to me, Shakur Stevens is just super overrated. I know people are not gonna like that. I know he's not gonna like that, but he just got to fight more, man. He got to prove me wrong, and I'm looking forward to being proved wrong by him. But all these boxing experts are giving him way too many props when he hasn't really fought a top 10 person, and then he's not fighting enough from me. He's not just jumping in the ring and showing like, hey, I told you this is what I could do. And that last fight was, I know, it was doo-doo. It was trash. It was horrible. But y'all not holding Shakur Stevens accountable for not fighting enough people. And then, yes, he had some good fights, but we saw that last fight, and he brung up two champs. He walked in the ring with two champs, and then looked so great. So I wish Shakur nothing but the best. I would love to talk to Shakur Stevens, but I just feel like people are giving him way more grace when he's not fighting enough. And like Ryan Garcia said on the Breakfast Club, the average fan is not looking for that fight with Shakur Stevenson and him, or Ryan Garcia's, or Gervonta Davis, because they don't feel like he fought enough. It's just the industry people, and I get it. Y'all probably see something that most people don't, but Shakur got to get out there and show us. He just can't talk about it. We got to see it. We want to see it, you know? But June 15th, Gervonta Davis. I've been looking at some of Frank's fights. I know his last fight was so. Very impressive. Stocky dude. Very fast. And he's strong. So I feel like this is not going to be a pushover fight. But I think Gervonta got it in round 9. He KOs him. He might KO him early. Frank is going to get up. But I'm looking forward to the fight. And I do believe, I don't know if this is the case now. I'm not sure what's going on with Devin Haney. I do feel like that would have been his next fight if if Devin Haney would have won that fight against Ryan Garcia. It didn't happen that way. So we got to see how everything plays out. Loma, I'm looking forward to that fight because I think Loma's a great fighter. Not a lot of strength, but he's very strong. I know when he went up against Devin Haney, I'm not gonna lie. At the end of that fight, I was like, I don't know who won. It could have went either way. If Loma would have went ham in that 12th round, I felt like he would have probably edged it out. But I felt like he thought the flurries that he did, it was enough to win the fight. And our view, it did look like, damn, he got the best of Devin Haney. But Loma, and I feel like Loma and Gervonta Davis is probably the better fight out of all the fights. To me, obviously we saw Devin lose. But just the boxing skills, for whatever reason, Devin wasn't paying attention to that left hand, and everybody talks about that left hand. And he really didn't do anything, and I'm talking about Ryan Garcia, different than in the fight he had with Gervonta Davis. He threw that left 1, 2, 3 over and over, and he kept on getting hit. Yeah, if he took the drugs, or if the drugs was a factor, so be it. Take that one win away from Ryan Garcia. Take that one loss away from Devin Haney. You get your old back and keep it moving. But looking at the fight, I don't think that was the case. I just think he wasn't paying attention. If you look at the footage or if you study the fight, you see that Ryan, in many cases against Devin Haney, got tired. He backtracked. And Ryan could have still lost the fight, even with all them knockouts, because Devin controlled the fight earlier in the early rounds. But I feel like Devin Haney, Gervonta Davis definitely win. Shakur Stevens, he gonna pop around, he's gonna pop back, but eventually he gonna have to be right in front of Gervonta, and I feel like that's a definitely win. Now the Loma, I feel like Loma has more boxing skills than both of those guys, so I actually look forward to that fight more than I'm looking forward to Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson. Now obviously, with the Devin loss, I still feel like people want to see the fight. Shakur, yeah, because we talk about it all the time. I think this is Shakur's next fight. It's his last fight under this contract, which I'm looking forward to Shakur being a free agent, and we just got to see what happens. But June 15th, I'm saying it now. Round 9, knockout. I'm going to say 150, maybe 2 minutes into the fight. My guy Frank is going to go down. But he's going to look good. He's going to have some moments. I don't think Gervonta is going to start as slow as we used to seeing him start slow, for the fact that I think Frank is going to be looking forward to that, and he's going to try to exploit that early on. So I feel like he's going to make Gervonta fight a little earlier than what he normally does, which, around 4, that's when Gervonta goes in. Um, Man, both southpaws, so that's going to be really, really interesting. It's going to be an exciting fight. Uh, Man, I'm trying to think. Frank doesn't make a lot of mistakes, but it doesn't take a lot for Gervonta Davis, and we're just gonna see how it plays out. But I got Gervonta Davis in 9 rounds. I got Gervonta Davis against everybody. I also had Wilder against everybody, but obviously Tyson Fury had his number. That first fight he had against Tyson, I think Tyson just downloaded a lot of information against Wilder, and from that point on, it hasn't been the same. Especially once Wilder switched his training crew. You can't teach a brawler how to be a boxer. Not that late in the game. A guy that has that much power. I mean, you've been winning all this time with that power. So I think that was the biggest thing with Wilder. But I do hope Wilder comes back, and I hope whenever he comes back, he just lets his hands go, because that's where he is at the strongest. But until then, I'm still a Wilder fan. He just haven't been looking good the last couple of fights. But I'm a ride or die fan for who I ride or die for. But also, I try to keep it real as far as each situation. I see a lot of people, and that's what made me like, yo, you know what? I got to start recording me, because a lot of people come on this YouTube or different platforms, and they just be hating. I want to name a few, but I'm not, and they just be hating. They don't talk about facts. Oh, Gervonta Davis is hating Mayweather and he put him on. He ain't doing nothing different than what Mayweather did at that age and when Mayweather was hot. Nothing at all. But Mayweather don't know how to let it go. He don't know how to separate the talent that he is and the promoter. And as a promoter, you just gotta lay back, let your fighters do. You say little stuff here and there. Never go against your fighters. Definitely don't put up pictures, even though I know he's no longer on Mayweather production, but it's tacky and classless. And stop saying, oh, hey, he ain't under me, but I still got control, because you got Al. Yes, he's the CEO of your company, but he's also doing other things and trying to get these fighters right. And Al seems to have it. Like Al Heyman seems to have it all as far as treating boxers right, giving them their respect, holding them down, and keeping them accountable at the same time. But Floyd, you got to be accountable for what you're doing as well. You just can't blame it on these young gunners, especially when they just trying to make a name for themselves. You had your time, and listen, you still gonna make the money. We still want to see you. We still want to see you talk ish. We just don't want you to talk ish about these young fighters. So that's what made me do the channel, or come up with these videos. because a lot of people are dissing Gervonta just because he a champion and really just hating. And it's like, yo, this guy really put in the work. I say that he didn't fight the top competition, but there's a lot of fighters that he fought. When he fought them, they were the number one at that particular time. All that Spanish and black and that don't even matter. But he's fighting a black fighter now. And June 15th, it's going down. And I look forward to it. It's your boy Jay Running, holding it down right here, man. Subscribe, like. I'm going in. You're going to see more of me. And we're going to talk. And comment.